All right, guys, so we're ready to go here, but what's the podcast going to be about now? You're back.
Same
Well, we're back, everyone. To all 5 fans, so loyal.
You're welcome.
Welcome back to your favorite podcast. I mean, I don't know. What's your 2 favorite brown girls? Jackie and Sana. Welcome.
So happy to be back. I can't believe it's been a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Feeling good. Feeling like there's still a lot of things to talk about. I think
There is.
You would be surprised by the changes and lack of changes.
Yes. That's the actually perfect way to describe it. There's been changes. There's been also zero change.
Yeah.
Well, I know everyone wants to know the answer to the most burning question. Why the hiatus? Why did we leave you for a year and a half? We're going to blame Sana.
Don't blame me. Yeah. And I'm sure you wonder, do we have a drift?
Do we have a falling out?
Falling
out,
that
a
didn't
drift?
happen.
Never, obviously.
Yeah,
Saki, forever. Sana was focused on opening up the second location of the dungeon, Legree. So it is up and alive and well, but it was a lot.
It was a lot. I'm officially a business owner now. And life was lifing. You know, what can I say? We're here now. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
You know
We're
what?
back. Yeah.
We're like a toxic ex.
Yes.
We crawl back.
We crawl back.
We know you need us, though.
You know, they always come back, right?
Yeah.
So that was one of the main reasons. I think the main reason just had to focus on what mattered at that point.
Yeah.
So, not that you, our fans, don't. But, we knew we would always come back to this, I feel like.
I mean, the begging helped. We had like 5 people in our DMs.
Yeah, being like, when's the next
and I was
episode?
like, well, my 5 fans need me.
Yeah.
They're not doing well without us.
Yeah.
So here we are.
We wanted to continue to bring joy and spark joy. So typically at this point, if you are a viral listener, you know that this comes, the part comes with weekend update. So if you're new, which I don't think anybody really would be new here, but yeah, you never know. We would talk about what we did on our weekend. But instead of weekend, we're going to talk about what we've done for the past year and a half.
Quick, brief summary.
Kind of what we've been up to, what's been going on. So when we last left you, we actually had to do a real quick re-listen to our last episode to see where did we leave off? And it was our episode about attachment styles. We had friend of the pod, Arouge on. So where we were at that point, Donna, let's see, you were still in getting the gym, that whole thing.
That was in the works. It was in the works.
Yeah.
I was living in Long Beach.
Yes.
Crazy enough, I was 31 at the time. Now I'm 33.
Yes.
So the time has timed. We both still look great though, right? We look like the same, like we never left. But yeah, I was living in Long Beach at the time. The talks of the studio that was in the works. I was training.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of where I'm at. Again, now I live in Orange County. We shifted gears a bit.
Yeah. And then
the biggest shocker, or maybe lack of being shocked, we're still single.
Tell your friend, the rich ones.
Yeah.
We're still single, and surprise. We have to do for the plot. We have to do for the pod. You know what? Then what else are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Once we actually get into healthy relationships, I guess we end it. I don't know, but no. So last we left, you were seeing somebody.
It was new.
Yes. Let's just preface it with it was new.
It was new, and I think us looking back at the clips, we were talking about how emotionally mature and how communicative he is and all of those things. And then we probably jinxed it because it went to shit after that.
Yeah, it went to shit.
I think it lasted one more month.
Yeah, I think it was one more month. And then it really went to shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just really funny to know everything that had gone down.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but just who he is. We recognized who he was as a person. And then listening to those clips, we're like, someone who's so emotionally available and communicative, like, oh my gosh, because we had been dealing with the Gomer situation.
Yeah.
Which I think if we all remember Gomer, the love that was never really the love. It was a constant back and forth in Sana's life. And so we were like, oh, what a breath of fresh air.
The juiciest story.
Yeah, it was the juiciest story. So tell the people what happened with Gomer. Is he still here? Do we still know?
Gomer is not actively he's not actively in my life. But, we did retry a few times last year. I got a crazy offer to teach Lagoon, Saudi Arabia. So I debated also doing that for, I think it was 6 months.
Yeah.
And during that point, I was, really trying to figure out my life and what I wanted to do. And he was that person I kind of needed to lean on and give me the right advice. Yeah. So we kind of reconnected. I ended up not going, not because of him, but I just ended up not going. And during that time, we tried things again. Same results. But we're women, we're like, maybe it'll be different this time.
Yeah, maybe it'll be different this time. You never know.
They always present themselves in a way, it's going to be different this time.
It's the hope. We're hopeless romantic.
Hopeless romantic. So then that ended again. And then I hear from him again last summer. And then we were talking here and there last summer. And then we started again. Yeah. And it was probably the best it's ever been between us. Things were really good. Really strong. We were talking about more things. I really thought there was going to be a difference this time. Yeah. And then he blindsided me again, and we officially ended in December. And we've, since then, we took the time to, not only were we busy opening the business, but take time to heal, just finally move on from the situation. I think before what I was doing was, since I met him and we would end in those periods, there was 2 guys in particular that came into my life. One, it was just really unexpected. That I was like, okay, let's just go on a date and see the vibes. And I was just constantly comparing everybody to him. He set the bar for me. So, and I know in areas he needed a lot of work, but just overall for the type of person I'm looking for, the type of connection we had, I was constantly comparing everybody to him.
Yeah, that's so tough. It makes dating really hard when you're comparing it to that one person.
Exactly. So I would go on a date and then feel even worse after the date.
Yeah, Sana was I remember because, we do the debrief always. We always have to do the debrief after the date. And we would talk and, she would say, if they didn't do something, she would say, but I remember Gomer would do it, and that's what I like. And that's what, was attractive about him. So.
Yeah. And that is not his real name. So
I
don't think I'm dating goofy names. Okay. No, it's not.
Don't go at Sana.
That was not his real name. Yeah. But, December we officially ended, and I just had to take time for me before I get back in the scene. So I didn't go on any dates for 7 months. I was just on my grind, focusing on me, focusing on the business. And that's literally what I've been doing. I mean, of course, he has sent flowers when we open, and he did all, the gestures and stuff, but it's all good things, they got to come to an end.
Yeah. I feel like at the end of the day, if you had been following the story or if you had been listening to us, continuously, you would know that this was just a constant up and down. There was just always this ebb and flow of, you guys together. And so it was one of those things where I feel I don't know, it was tough and it was hard to
I can definitely say
heartbroken, to be honest.
I think my mom's going to be shocked by this because she's like, what? That was my hardest heartbreak to date. For sure. He meant a lot to me, but so now we're 7 months later post. We're in July. Yeah. By the time you see this, we're probably gonna be in August. But we're back on the scene, all right? Yeah, so what better time to start the pod back up with me back on the scene.
Back out on the street.
We decided to download my most hated app,
Hinge.
I got back on Hinge just almost a year. It's been a year since I was on Hinge. And I was like, you know what? It was my cousin's wedding a few weeks ago, and I was having a really good conversation with one of my other cousins, and she's like, you can't just wait for it to happen. If marriage and kids is something you want, then you have to put the effort to make it happen. And I was just kind of in this mental space where it's look, If it happens, it happens. I don't really want to put the energy in there. And I really wanted to meet someone organically. Like that was
Yes.
just because they've never had great experiences on the apps.
Yeah.
It just, they've always been.
Nobody has.
Nobody has. We'll get into yours real quick. But I just didn't want to do that. But I said, you know what? Let me just see, different mindset. And she was like telling me you need to go after different types of guys, not what you're used to, because you're just having the same pattern of emotionally unavailable guys.
Yeah.
So give other guys a chance. And I was like, you know what? Let me just get back on and see.
And see what happens. Yeah.
And see what happens. So I've gone on 2 dates so far. Well, not 2 dates, but out with 2 guys.
Out with 2 guys. Yes. Yeah. Which we'll get into because that's going to kind of be our topic for
it's
today.
kind of funny because I actually want to know the people's thoughts on one.
Yes. It would be really great to know if everyone is in line with us or if we're crazy.
Okay.
But yeah. So, that's Sana's in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, that's
kind of
basically focusing on the business, doing me, and we're in a great space.
Yeah. The gym is, like I said, alive and well. It was amazing. It's gorgeous. If you are in the Orange County area, please go check out the Dungeon in Irvine. Legree, it's amazing. Everyone thinks it's Pilates. It's not. It's way more intense and better, and it'll kick your ass. So, little shameless plug there. For me, not much. I'll be really honest. I was, obviously supporting Sana through her healing journey and opening.
If you guys want to talk about friend of the year, okay, because in opening, there was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went through this process. When I kid you not, like the amount of calls Jackie would get with me crying, because that's my emotional support animal, was insane. And not only was she there for me through that, she would be at the studio with me till late night, helping me build things, helping me, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
She was there.
We were the task rabbit.
Yeah, she was there with me for late nights. I mean, her and I built a whole desk together that came with 0 instructions and had 1,000 pieces.
Archimedes. I mean, you're just,
I cannot be more grateful, more thankful for this girl by my side, because that is true friendship and
building furniture without
through this whole process. So the fallout definitely didn't happen. If anything, we got stronger.
If anything, we're stronger. No, it was, I was so proud, and I am so proud of Sana and her journey. I feel like it was really funny because when we were listening to the last episode, you had mentioned that I've known you since you were 20 years old. Yeah. And now you're 33. And it was really cool to be a part of the journey and to see her grow into finding her passion and making her dream a reality. That, I know that sounds super cheesy, but that's basically what happened. She found her passion and made it happen. So it was really cool. So, and I would do it all over again. I'll do it for the next one. JK, we're hiring somebody for all that stuff. But anyway, supporting Sana, obviously, and obviously still therapy journey. I think everyone will be happy to know that I am now down to probably about once a month or so.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing, which is a good thing. It means we're growing, we're healing. Where I started was it was once a week for 2 hours every week, which went for quite a while. So we're growing, we're healing. It's been awesome to kind of just see how it's played out, how I can go into situations, especially with family, and not get so super triggered, not go crazy. It's been fantastic. It's been awesome. Let's see. What else? Our friend of the pod, Christine, got married back in October.
September.
Yeah, I think September, October.
Beautiful
last year.
wedding, yeah.
Gorgeous wedding in Temecula. So that was fun. We were all there. It was so much fun. It's such a great time. And then I'm single. We're both still single, as we've said. I got back into the dating scene last year. I think after Christine's wedding, around October, November. And I had not been on the dating scene for probably about 2 years.
Wow, I realized it was 2 years.
Yeah, as I was going through therapy, I was no, I fully need to focus on myself. I really need to get a handle on stuff, everything that happened, with the pilot, which everyone clap and be happy. I'm totally free from, which is really exciting. Like, yes, we
Insert the
still
clap, Caesar.
yeah, and insert the clap. Yes, we still talk here and there because like we do have a friendship and we're friends. But man, oh man, am I like actually fully free? I can't even remember the last time I talked about him. Like, whereas I feel like during that time it was like every other day, twice a day.
No, totally.
Yeah. It was
No,
so much.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I was like, okay, I feel like I am ready to get back out there. And again, took care of a lot of the stuff that I needed to and got deeper into my faith, like, you know, more connected with my church, all that good stuff. So then I go back. Obviously, the heavy side tells everyone everything.
Yeah. Who doesn't have a good story?
Yeah, who doesn't have a good, yeah. So I get back on the app and get back onto the dating scene. I match with somebody in December. And I don't even care. I'm going to say his name. His name is Matthew. Matthew James Phillips. Oh, by the way, I don't even care. I don't care. I don't care. And
if you guys know him,
if you
share
see-
your thoughts.
Yeah,
If you had an experience, actually, share.
if you see him on the street, tell him Jackie says hello.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and we'll all understand by the time I'm done with this story. So, poor Sana, she's going to hear this
actually
story.
tag him.
Yeah.
Even better.
Tag him in this. So, so anyway, so we match and, conversations flowing on the app, feels good. We end up, I think we like started texting like on a Sunday or, talking on a Sunday. Then, we went out on Monday, like the next day or Tuesday, something like that. We had a really good date. He's 41. I was like, okay. Yes, there were a couple of things that gave me pause. I was collecting data on it. He was going through a separation. The timeline was a little fuzzy in the beginning. But I was like, okay, let's just kind of see how this plays out. We did kind of talk a little bit about his divorce, on the first date. And I know some people might be like, that's trauma dumping. Like, not necessarily. We're adults. We're talking about it. We're both near our 40s. So it's just like, I don't know. I feel like as you get older, you just kind of start getting into it. Like, what's your story? What's your deal? Type of thing. But, I appreciated the way that he kind of spoke about the situation. He wasn't trashing his ex. He was saying we both messed up. We both screwed up, taking accountability. So I'm like, okay. The month of December was great. We saw each other, I think, another 5-6 times over the course of the month heading into like the beginning of December. Everything seemed good. We were kind of like on a right track again. It was only a month or so, like a month and a week. So I was still collecting data, still getting to know each other. But it was, I think when I was telling you about it, like it was good. And it was kind of the first.
You were excited.
Yeah, I was excited. I was very hopeful for it. 'Cause just fit like the physical type that I'm into. Y'all, he was 6'3". Right there, I think we end up forgiving a lot because he's 6'3". He could come out of prison and we're like 6'3". No, just
Sign me
kidding.
up.
No, but it was just, I was hopeful for it and I was encouraged by it. And I also felt like this was like the first healthy dating situation, I would say, that I have had ever. But after coming out of therapy, I felt really good about it. Also, like there was no sex. So, and I said, no, like we're not doing that. So like he respected them. So everything just felt like pretty good. Then the LA fires happened in January. He is part of the California Army National Guard.
They're going to find him.
Yeah, they're going to.
5 people are going to find him.
Yeah, and that's fine. I don't care.
Right.
Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, And
Okay.
so then the LA fires happened because he's part of National Guard. He got like sent out there, quote unquote, deployed. So he was there, which was a real bummer because I was like really excited to continue to get to know him, all this different stuff. And so, so basically he was out there. He was out there till the end of February. During that time, we were consistently texting. Mm-hmm. Again, it was high level. It wasn't like he didn't have a ton of time to talk, but he was still making an effort, which I was like, wow, like, we love that. If he wanted to, he would, type of thing. Like he's still trying to keep the connection going. And then he tells me, I've been accepted to officer candidacy school in Texas. It's going to be like a accelerated program. I'm going to be out there for 3 months. I don't know exactly what happens after that. They can kind of send me anywhere, but, you know, I won't have my phone, like, cause they take away like all your electronics, whatever. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is kind of crazy. Like I'm excited for you, cause he's been wanting to move on in his career and grow. And so he was like, yeah, you know, he said he had like a little like gift for me. And he's like, I need to see you before I go. And I'm like, yeah, like, you know, cause also wanted to kind of talk about what does this mean for what we're doing. And so he came over, like I literally met him down in the parking lot of my apartment. He didn't even have time to come up. And we just quickly talked and I said, hey, look, this is where I'm at. I'm open to seeing like reconnecting in 3 months. We weren't exclusive or anything, but when you come back, let's reconnect. Let's see where we're at. And if hopefully we're both on the same page, because I'm not wanting to say goodbye to this just yet. I would like to continue to explore the connection. And he said, you know, I don't want to disappoint you. And I said, no, I get it. I totally understand. Hindsight, I should have asked, disappoint me how? But again, hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I understand, because we were talking about communication and seeing each other, connection. And I said, no, I get it. I fully understand. But, you know, just if when you come back and if we're in 2 different places, then so be it. You know, then we walk away and it is what it is. Or if we're not, then we continue. We'll just figure it out when you get back, type of thing, you know? And he was like, okay, yeah, this is what we agreed on. Fast forward 3 months, in end of May, beginning of June. I don't hear from him at all. And he's completely ghosted me.
And you did send text. That's why it's not
thing.
like she did send text.
Yes. I sent texts like while he was in training. And if you're watching, I use air quotes, which you'll understand why in a second. I did send text just kind of like, hey, like hope everything's going well. Cause I figured at some point he was going to get his phone back. I even asked a colleague of mine who was a veteran, and she went through OCS, Officer Candidacy School, and she's like, yeah, you get it towards the end, like when you're ready to graduate, because there is a graduation ceremony. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. You know, and of course, over here, being the girl that I am, the hopeless romantic, I'm like, well, maybe he'll like reach out and be like, hey, do you want to come? I'll be like, oh, okay, you know, whatever, right? Not expecting, but hoping. And so then I send a text that he should be around the time that he should be done. I've heard nothing. Fun fact, if you have an iPhone now will still show your messages as delivered, even if you're blocked. Just so you all know. So he has blocked me. He's ghosted me. I'm not even sure if he even went to Texas, to be honest. Because of course, as you do, you go back to like all your texts, because you're like, where did we go wrong? Like, where did I not see the signs, right? What did I miss? Like, where were the red flags? And so I was looking at one of the pictures he had sent me, because he would randomly like send me pictures even when he was out with the fires and stuff. And one of them was from the base that he said he left out of, and something told me, reverse image search it. And so I did, and it was a stock photo from a article, LA Times article from like 2021. So that's why I think that he never went, which is really weird.
To make such an elaborate lie.
Yeah. Instead of just saying, like,
I'm
men,
not interested.
That's what I'm saying. Men will do everything, but tell you. They will make up
do them north.
Yeah, they will make up a story, which it's not fully confirmed, but if I had to guess, I'm probably like a 90-10 split, like 90% he did not go. And instead of just saying, hey, I'm over this, or I'm not ready, or lie even, right? Like, who cares? Whatever. I've got so much going on. I need to really focus on my career. Okay, cool. Like, it would have sucked. It would have hurt, but to make up a full ass lie, like, oh yeah, I'm going to Texas. Like,
it's psychotic.
Right? So psychotic.
Which is funny, because you sent me an article today that said 1 in 5 guys is a psychopath.
Yeah. Also 1 in 5 are gay. So according to...
And then 1 in 3 cheat. So,
yes.
You know why we're single now. Like,
yes. Odds are stacked against us in every way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. So, I was obviously incredibly pissed off. I was just like, I haven't heard from him, and I was, of course, my mind spiraling. And then, everyone... I was casually scrolling on TikTok, and the gym he goes to, it popped up because there's other people that I follow that actually follow that gym. So it popped up, and guess who is in one of the TikTok videos, everyone? Matthew James Phillips.
Should we let them know what gym it is too?
Yeah, it's called Next Level.
She's just giving
everything. It's called Next Level in La Habra. So if you see him running when he's doing a workout, throw something at him. Just don't get caught. I'm kidding. But yeah, so I was livid.
I just tagged the gym.
Yeah, we'll tag the gym.
Oh my. She's really ready.
I don't care. And no, it's not worth it, right? I immediately send it to Sana. Sana calls me because she was up and she was like, I just saw this. Like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And I was like, this son of a bitch. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Out there making TikTok videos, getting his workout on while I'm over here being like, I don't know where you are. Like, I literally have no idea. And again, all he could have said was just, hey, I'm back, quote unquote. And I'm just really busy with my stuff. I have a lot going on.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to focus on this. Cool.
Well, I think it would be like one thing, which I know you still wouldn't like it, but like one thing would be if you didn't reach out and he never reached out and you both never heard from each other. I think it would be one thing because you guys did kind of leave it as we're done and then we'll kind of circle back. Like there wasn't anything like, but I think the fact that you reached out and he ignored you is...
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, that's why I said, this is where I'm at. Where are you at? And we'll reconvene in 3 months. Like, sound good? And we'll just see if we can pick this back up. And I did reach out. Also, why block me? You know you're guilty if you're blocking somebody.
Something's weird. Something's
off. Something's weird. So we kind of left it as like, okay, we're not exclusive. We're not waiting around for each other. But if you come back in 3 months, like, let's just see where we're at. And that's it. Yeah. And again, to your point, I reached out. So so he's here. I don't think he ever left.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like
it. Doesn't seem like it. And of course, like, it was incredibly hurtful.
Yeah.
Very hurtful, and very disappointing.
Totally. And this is my issue. And you've told me this too, with the hot and heavy situations. 9 out of 10 times this happens because you guys are seeing each other really frequently within a short span of time. Yeah. You guys are hanging out all the time, all of, like multiple times a week.
Yeah. It was like twice. We saw.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, it was only like one or twice. But yeah, it was once or twice. We never saw each other like 3 times.
Oh, it felt like that. Well, I think because we were like back-to-back days.
Yeah, because I think it was like we would maybe see each other like on like a Friday, and then we would see each other maybe again like when he would come back for work like on a Tuesday. So it was like just like a couple days in between. I thought it
was like a little more sooner than that. I don't remember now, but
yeah.
Regardless, when it becomes so much, like, I mean, he was telling you like a lot of things.
Yeah, he was telling me a lot of things, which like,
you don't know me to say that.
Yes. Yeah. And it was hard because it was like, and
you're flattered in the moment.
Right. You're flattered in the moment. Also, like, again, remember everyone, like, I have never had a romantic relationship. So there is a part of me that like really wants it. And we've talked about this before on other episodes. Also, Son and I have talked about this. It's hard for us to like figure out if someone's love bombing us because we're like, yeah, why wouldn't you be obsessed with that?
You know, guilty.
But like truly.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, I am this and I am great and I do have a lot to offer. And I'm like, so then them being obsessed would make sense.
Yes.
But I think we need to recognize because, you know, which I kind of told Jackie during it, like kind of slow your roll.
Yes.
Because
I remember you saying
again, like 9 out of 10 times it starts hot and hezy.
Yeah.
And then it just flows up.
Yeah. It's really exciting.
And they don't know how to handle it.
Right.
They know what they needed out of it. And, and they're done with it. Because I think, you know, they do want a little bit of a chase. They want a little bit of all this nonsense.
Yeah.
And then once they know it's.
Yeah. Then and that was the hard part. And this is like something that I've asked ChatGPT multiple times.
Yeah.
Is it's hard to figure out like the difference between like excitement versus love bombing. Because I think that there's like genuine, like clear cut examples of love bombing when it's like, oh, he flew me out on the second day. It's like, okay, hold on a second, like calm down, you know? But then it's like, well, what warrants excitement versus love bombing?
I think when they're saying so much so early, like I think hanging out all the time is one thing, but saying so much of like, I see my future with you, or like, You're so, all these things where it's like, I'm flattered, but you don't know me enough to be able to come to that conclusion.
Right. And to mean it sincerely.
And to mean it sincerely.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, he wasn't like, he made like a couple of comments about like meeting family or something. But again, this is where it got hard or difficult for me, because he would say, I want to make sure that like we don't rush into anything. Like, I know I need to calm myself down. Like, he would say, like, I need to slow my roll, basically. And so I was like, okay, so maybe this really is just excitement. Again, I was still collecting data. This was only a month. But yeah, so what I recognize now, though, is he started saying early on, like when I would show him, like when I would say like really nice things, he would say like, I don't deserve you. He would say like, I think you're nicer to me than I am to myself. Like, you're such a sweet person. Like, am I even saying this because I know you're going to say really sweet things to me? Like, which should have been it should have sparked a light bulb.
Yeah.
Like, maybe a red flag, but I feel like it should have sparked a light bulb where I should have had a conversation of like, okay, hold on a second, and maybe asked him about that. Like, you say these things, like, what do you mean by them? Like, type of situation. And yeah, and then also there was the thing about his separation, and his like pending divorce type of thing. So, which we did have a conversation. He was like forthright with the details. And I did tell him like, if this does go into exclusivity realm, like I wouldn't want to have that until you are officially divorced. Like, I'm not so, but anyway, when a man shows you who he is, believe him. Well,
1 in 5 are gay, so we can conclude.
Yeah, he was found
one in the.
Yeah, maybe it really was in Texas, you guys, and he found a cowboy, and he's just in love.
That is crazy to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For a moment, 1 in 5. That is insane to me.
That is.
Like, I don't know how they collect this, but they've been collecting a lot of things. 1 in 3 cheat, I believe, and I think it's actually more like 2 in 3.
I think it's more than 2. Yeah,
I haven't seen just too many married.
Too many. We have seen way too many.
I've experienced too many. Like, out on the clock. Like,
way
it's
too
just
many.
Too many. 1 in 5 is wild to me. I mean, we've seen so many videos of like even like Jeffree Star and all these people saying, you would be surprised about the guys that are in my
Yes.
DM.
Well, and the thing is, the study was about heterosexual men who claim to be secretly bi or gay or queer.
Concerning.
Like, it's very.
I think one of my new biggest fears is dating a guy and finding out he's gay. Like, I've entered this arena now.
Yeah, now I feel like we just like level up every time. You master one level and then life's like, guess what? Level up, bitch.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, but it is really concerning. And like that, if that's who you have chosen to be, fine, whatever, that's between you and Jesus. But like, it's very concerning as a woman, a heterosexual woman, to then go out and it's secret. That's the crazy part, which I will say, friend of the pod, Nadeem, has said that like on Grindr, you would be very, very, very shocked at how many quote unquote hetero men
are on there.
And they like constantly are like, I'm married, but like, be on the DL. Yeah.
What is that video where they're like, if you want to find out which guys are on Grindr, just play the YouTube sound?
Yeah, play
like,
the Grindr,
go into like
notification.
Play the notification, see who turns around.
Who's very familiar.
I'm going to start doing that
I
now.
know.
I guess on all my upcoming dates or whatever, I'm going to start playing the Grindr.
Yeah, just casually play it and see what he does.
Is he like checking his phone?
Yeah, he like puts his hand to his phone. Imagine.
I don't even know what it sounds like.
Oh, no. Well, it's really funny because I remember seeing one video where they played the sound and they were showing all guys and I was like, that's a song. Like, I know that's an intro to a song. And then I found out that it was a Grindr. I was like, oh shit. So now like I kind of know the song because I've seen that video a few times, which is just so funny to me. Could you imagine? It's concerning. Yeah. It's actually really concerning. So, So basically, either he found his cowboy in Texas, maybe he really did go.
Yeah. Or he's a psychopath.
Or he's
he's not getting divorced and he's cheating.
Yeah, he falls into every category.
Yeah.
This is what it's like now that we're back out there.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were going to talk about is kind of, we're both obviously still single and we're both back out there. But what do we think how do you feel like it's going to be different this time around?
I think it's going to be different this time around. I'm being more conscious on who I'm giving my time to.
Yeah.
I think I'm in a way different headspace.
Yes.
I also have like more at stake. Like I just feel like and more at stake in the sense where like my time is so like precious right now. I'm so busy, and I know
Yeah.
people say that, but I genuinely am so busy.
Right. No, she is.
That
You
I
are.
just don't. I'm not gonna just go on these random dates if like, you know, I don't feel like there could be potential.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to be more mindful in going after guys that I normally wouldn't go after.
Yeah. Sana's type, if everyone wants to know, is like the very like charming, like
a charismatic
He
guy.
love a charismatic kind
Everybody
of
loves
asshole.
it.
Like who he's very good with like the wit and the banter, and is just so like sassy in the text. Like that gets Sana going. Let me tell you.
That, and then I love like an assertive, protective,
dominant type of dude. But usually all of that is packaged up in a fuckboy package. So, which
I've experienced over and over and over.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do something different.
Yes.
I'm trying to try different types of guys where, you know, one that's going to bring me peace. So
Yes.
I think that's a big thing. I got on Hinge and I was like, I left my pin in Orange County for like 2 days.
Yeah.
And then my cousin lives in the Bay and they're like, just drop it in the Bay. Like, it's so much better. So then I dropped my pin in Palo Alto.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, I have never, like, I get a good amount, but I have never gotten to this level amount of likes.
Yeah.
Like, there is an absurd amount of guys there. And then my ladies, you know, who's looking, it's like, because for me, it's like, it's not that far. You could still have a long distance relationship in someone in the Bay.
Yeah. It's an hour flight.
They all have great careers.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. You've got tech up there. Got finance.
I saw a bunch of doctors,
a
bunch of software
lawyers,
engineers,
a
bunch of,
you've got good,
a lot.
You've got a good group.
But then, you know, with my time, like I find it exhausting to respond to some of these guys because I'm like, am I really going to fly out there? Like, you know, that becomes a me problem at this point.
Yeah.
I see that there's a lot more potential over there than here.
That's true. That is true.
Yes.
I went back on Hinge. I hate it. It's awful. I have gotten like a few likes, which nothing. There's nothing. Consider. Yeah, we would consider. If you want to be humbled, go on Hinge and see who likes you. And I dropped it in the Bay, but not having the same look as Sana.
Her parameters, my parameters are open.
Yeah, her parameters are very open in a good way. Like mine are just very specific. So it weeds a lot of people out. Like it makes my pool very, very, very small. But yeah, so tell the people, how's it going so far?
Okay, so I want to know what people's take is on this because I found it really weird to the point where I really didn't want to go on a second date. Not that it was like, quote unquote, a deal breaker, but it just, I met this guy that lived in San Diego and we decided to meet up for a date. He was the first date I went on since I'm back in the scene. 7 months, no date. 7 months, no nothing. You know? And he's the first guy I met up with. And, you know, he seemed cool. He was younger. He's going to turn 30 this year. So he's 3 years younger than me. But I was like, you know what? Like, he seems mature. Let's just see the vibes.
Right.
Why not? So I go, we meet up. Actually, the date was really fun. Like, we had a good time. Conversation was good. All of that. And then we had dinner. And then he was like, do you want to have another drink or do you have to go? And I was like, no, I'm down to go to a bar. So then we went to a bar and that bar was closing in 10 minutes. But at the bar was 2 couples and 2 couples that were like neighbors. And they were older than us, but like the one couple was significantly older, but one was like in their late 30s. So like closer to my age. But they were cool. So like we went to the bar was about to close. And then he asked the bartender, can we just do 1 drink or whatever? And they said yes. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. When I came back, he's like talking to these 2 couples. I'm like, cool. Like he said they called him over. Whatever. So we're talking all this stuff. They find out it's our first date, so they're like invested.
Right. Yeah.
So they were cool people. I'm not gonna they were cool people, but it wasn't the ideal situation for a first date because it's like I feel like I'm on a group date now. Like this, I'm like trying to get to know you, but now it feels like a group date. And the guy I was with and one of the husbands was like having an major bromance. I guess we're going back to the 1 in 5. I don't know. But
he too has found the love of his life.
Good jokes. But you know, they were just like really like, I don't know. You know, and I'm like, I felt like I was the third wheel right here, you know?
Yeah.
And
Which is so awkward on the first
Kinda,
date.
yes. And then we went into like another bar because that bar closed, and all of us went as a collective. And he, for a part of the time, is at the bar like with this bromance guy and some other guy. And the wife of the other husband like comes out. I don't know if I think I told you this. Comes out to me, and she's pretty drunk, and she's like, "I just want to let you know you're a witch." And I'm like,
You didn't tell me this. Oh my God. She's breaking news, everyone.
breaking news. She's like, "You're a witch," and I know that because I'm a witch. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
what does that mean?
No, absolutely not. I do not receive this.
I don't even know.
I do not receive
She's
this.
like, "You're a witch." She kept looking at me, "You're a witch. You're a witch." She's like, "I know that because I'm a witch." And I'm like,
Lady, you're drunk. You know how I know that? Because I'm sober.
Yes,
Like,
literally. Yeah, literally. Anyway, so then he sees that happening and he like comes over or whatever. And I was like, I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
Like I got work tomorrow.
Yes.
Like it's time to go.
Yeah, she's going to start making me do spells with her at this point with a cauldron. I don't know. We got to
I
go.
didn't tell you that part. So yeah,
That
I gotta
is
go.
wild.
So he walks into my car, all the it was like great time meeting you, like I'd love to see you again, blah blah, all the normal
Yeah,
shit.
all the good, yeah.
So I get in my car, I see him get in his car. I see him drive away, right? And then I drive away.
Yeah.
So then I go home. I had to be up super early the next day. So he's like, text me to get home. I texted him when I got home. And then I went to bed.
Yeah.
So then I woke up at 5 and I see a text from him at 4:45 saying, I forgot, he's like, just getting back from our San Clemente friends.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it like with a picture of the 3 guys. And I'm looking at my phone like, dude, this is 4:30 a.m. on a Sunday.
That is insane.
And I'm like, I saw you drive out of like school night. So like, I was so confused. I was like, what do you mean? Like, so
so good.
I literally responded to that. What do you mean? He said, I said what I said. And I said, I was like, how did you end up back with them?
Yes. He got remember everyone, he drove off. He drove off, everyone, which means that he had to like circle back somehow and come back to the parking lot.
So then I said, how did you end up back with them? And he said, I went to go say bye again. I was like, bye again? Like,
yeah.
You just met them.
Yeah.
Like, and also like, we already said bye.
So weird.
So I did think it was like, to me, like it just turned me off for multiple reasons. To me, I'm like, the fact that you're not, I know like, I have nights like this too randomly too, but I'm like,
yeah.
It's the first date, first of all. Like, it's 4:30 a.m. Like, why are you not home on a Sunday?
Right.
Like, why are you able to, the lack of, like, structure that turns me off.
Yeah.
I don't understand, like, 1 a.m., whatever, but I'm just like, why would you go hang out with these strangers?
Yes. Second, strangers.
Yes.
Like, why would you go back?
You went to their house.
Because because I remember you telling me that at one point they were like, hey, because all the bars close at like 2 or whatever. Like, hey, come back to earlier. Yeah. Come back to our house. Like, let's continue drinking. Let's keep these good vibes going. So it's very weird. Let's just talk about this class.
Yeah.
He gets in his car, drives off, makes like a hard right or left or something, comes back, parks, decides that no, that's not enough.
Not over.
The night's not over.
Yeah.
He goes back to the bar to hang out with them, then goes with them to their house, strangers, mind you, strangers, and then proceeds to hang out, not just for an hour, not just for an extra drink, but for an extra few hours.
Yeah, because I left at like 11:30.
Y'all, 11.
This is sounding like worse and worse. But yeah, I left at 11:30, and
so for another 4 hours, he hung out with strangers,
or like a little less because he had to drive back home. Whatever. Yes. Totally.
And then proceeds to send a text with a
to me, I would keep that to the grave. I think it's Heartbreak. I would not send that as a flex.
No, to a first date, by the way, of like, this isn't like cool. This isn't fun. Cool. This doesn't show me anything about you. I mean, it does, but not in a good way.
You're not 30 yet.
Yes. It's very much giving. I'm 29 and want to stay here.
Do you think it's weird?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it is super weird. So yes, drop your comments. We would love to hear what you all think. It is so weird. Is it weird? Is it not weird? Are we flipping out? But then, I just think that is, but then to also say, I wanted to say goodbye again. Like, just own it. At that point, that's also just so weird to say.
I think it would have been less weird. I would have still been like interesting, but less weird if you would have been like, hey, like I'm having a good time. Like, I'm going to go back to the bar and have another drink with them. I'm like, okay, like, you just fine, whatever.
Yeah.
A little less weird, but to the drive off.
I don't know if everyone, because when Sana told me that, I was picturing in my head like the driving, then like making like a hard like U-turn.
He drove off before I drove off, so like I saw his car go. That's like what makes it so. It's like what, and then you decide to stop. Like,
like what did you?
Like I went to bed thinking like, oh, that was a really nice date.
Yes.
And I woke up being like, no,
hard pass.
Hard pass.
Yeah. So this is. Everyone, welcome back to our dating lives, because I mean, you know,
you're in for a treat.
You're in for a real treat.
I'm starting you off on a
high note. Yes.
You're in for a treat as I go down this journey.
Yes.
You know, we did meet one that we actually are feeling.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Which is
we've
exciting.
gone on 3 dates with him and actually like where that's headed.
Yes.
So if that goes downhill, then we'll continue.
We'll continue more of the stories
with well, not on that story, but with maybe we'll explore and see what other junk happens.
Yes, yeah, no, we'll have more dating stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's such a unique yeah.
That was my first date.
Yeah.
Like that would be my first date in 7 months. Well, not even more than 7 months because
it was more,
Yeah, my first date in a long time.
In a really long time. Yeah. Almost close to a year. So yeah, pretty I think it's so good. Yeah. Very weird. But this is what it's like. For everyone, if you are with your significant other,
hang tight,
married, yes, stay where you are.
Yeah. Unless they're 1 in 3. Though.
Honestly, just like the job market, stay where you are. Don't try. Don't come out here. This is not for the weak and weary.
You know, it's not.
It's not.
What's even crazier is I was having this conversation with Jackie yesterday, and I was like, I understand the boys being kind of whack in our generation just because the apps came about and the way Instagram, TikTok,
like the leader of the millennials, Gen Z, like
everyone's so accessible. It's just created a whole different environment. But I go online and I see stories about 60-year-old men doing this. And I'm like, how are the 60-year-old men doing this?
Yes, that's what's crazy.
Yes.
Well, again, my situation, Matthew, 41. I'm 39.
He's still technically a millennial.
No, he's still a millennial, but we're older. So like we're
still not as bad as like he has like he's aware of social media and all that.
But
when you're 60s and you're saying that
100%.
I'm not looking for anything.
I'm not looking for serious.
Yes.
You are on the verge of death.
Yeah.
How are you not looking for serious? You've got maybe 25 good years left.
It's crazy to me when I hear that because I'm like, how did this go all the way back to that generation too?
That's what's wild is like, but it just goes to show like it's character. It doesn't matter the age.
Yeah.
Because you can find someone who's really young and is very purposed and is committed and wants that for themselves. Yeah. Or you can find the geriatrics that are in the old folks home and they're just like, I'm not looking for serious right now.
Yeah.
I'm just looking to have fun. No, but it's true. Because again, even older millennials like Matthew, again, he's on the cusp of Gen X and millennial, plays this game. What a little psychopath. You have the pilot who's in his 50s, still playing this game.
Well,
you know, like, but that's Gen X as well. So, yes, if you're in your 60s, that means you're part of the boomer generation and you're playing these games, which is really wild to me. That is just like insane to me. But still, even coming from Gen X or older millennials, that's still crazy to me. Like, I just don't understand. It's wild. So, I'm hoping my experience will be different. I will say it's already different because with the whole Matthew situation, I'm very proud because I was not tying the ghosting back to my worth, which is what I think that I did a lot back when I was kind of dating or whatever. I would get really deep in my feels and really just have those breakdowns of like, why am I not good enough? Like, you know, why am I not worth it? All that stuff. So I'm very happy that that's not where the tears have come from. I was very hurt because I was very hopeful for this and I was very disappointed. If everyone wants to know, he gave me a gift when he last saw me and I did give it back. How did I give it back? I wrote him a little letter and I taped it to the gift and I left it at his house. So no, I wasn't a psychopath. I didn't like go and knock on the door. I just left it honestly like on like the driveway. I was like, just here's the back. Yeah. So that concluded that. But I will say that I am proud that like, again, it's not tied to self-worth.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning that. I'm hurt and I'm disappointed, and there has been kind of some tears, but it's also just been like,
I think also frustration.
It's frustration. It's kind of just, you know, especially at my age, like 39, and I think I've talked about this before, like all that I really have ever really wanted in my life was to be a wife and a mother. And so when you feel like it's continuously slipping away, like farther and farther away from you, it does start to play with you a bit. And, you know, again, you see a lot of people around you, getting married. We have a friend who's engaged that's getting married in December. We have friends who've purchased homes. Like, it's just, you feel like everyone is moving on with their lives without you, and you are stuck in a place and you're just like, why can't I get out of this? And then when something comes along, which you're hopeful for, and then it doesn't work out, it's just that much more like like devastating, you know?
Totally.
But, you know, growth. We're not tying it back to myself.
I think what I have learned a lot in the last year and some change, like you would attest to that too, is just not making it about us. I think each situation we tie it back to like there's something wrong with us, there's something wrong with, but it has nothing to do with us.
It has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And that's something that I was talking obviously through this with my therapist, and, you know, she was reminding me, and other friends have reminded me as well. Like I showed up honestly. I showed up in a genuine way. Mm-hmm. I showed up with transparency. And I was, you know, clear. I was, you know, I wasn't forcing anything. I wasn't trying to, I showed up authentically, which is actually another big thing for me, because normally I would try to figure out, okay, how do I curate myself into a person that this person is going to want and like? I would also tell myself, like, it'll be better when, like, if I could just get to this point, I'll be accepted and I'll be loved and I'll be wanted, which I didn't do. And that wasn't on my radar at all when I was going through the situation with him. And so I'm very proud of that. And again, to your point, that means that it had nothing to do with me. Yeah. You know, it's really funny because in our last episode, we were talking about attachment styles. Yeah. And, you know, I don't know if anyone's on the ChatGPT train like I am. I love ChatGPT. Trying not to use it so much that it like, I'm not using my brain. But it is very helpful if you need therapy and you don't want to go. Everything. It does everything. But it was very helpful to kind of talk about it. But I can just talk about it through friends that like, maybe it was like fearful avoidant type of thing, which again, it doesn't matter because in our last episode, we referenced that we don't have to figure out what their attachment style was or anything. Yeah. It's, do we like this behavior? That's it. Is, do you like it or not? And yeah, this just kind of shows you everything, just like your situation. Like we don't need to figure out why or the how or what or anything, but just rather that's weird, man. And I'm not a fan. No thanks.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Would love to hear everyone's thoughts.
On everything. You know, we're happy to be back. Yes. We're back for a bit. Yeah. Maybe for good.
Yeah, we're really, we're happy to be, we'll see where life takes us. No, we're really happy to be back. We missed all 5 of you. Yeah.
Quick little, you know, soft launch. Little what's been going on, little hee-haws.
Yeah. Got to catch everyone up on everything.
We'll be back.
Yes, we'll be back. So hopefully you all enjoyed the catch up. Yeah. It's been a long year and a half, but like we said, we're happy to be back.
Back to the normal program.
And yeah, we'll catch you all, we promise, on the next episode. That will not be a year and a half. Yeah. It'll be much sooner than that. So we'll see you all next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.